Hello, I'm Bob Andersen, property developer and deal maker. Now, during the last 30 years, I've developed over $1 billion worth of property development projects. These days, I have my property development company, Positive Property Strategies, but my real buzz comes from actually educating people, educating investors on how to make great wealth and great cash flow from property development. Well, why property development? You know, there's so many strategies out there, and look, anything to do with property is good. Any strategy that relates to property where you can do well, it's got to be a good strategy. For me, it's property development. Why? Well, property development, it's at the pinnacle of all things property. That's where the big dollars are made. And that's where you need to be if you're going to get the absolute maximum return. Now, property development, it can be a bit spooky perhaps. You know, if you're on the outside and looking in, you might think, oh, I have to have millions of dollars, I've got to have so much knowledge, how can I ever do it? You know, in this coming series of videos, I'm going to take you inside the exciting and the highly lucrative world of property development and property investment. We're going to break some myths, and I'm going to show you the strategies that property developers use to create great wealth for themselves. I'm going to show you how to do it. I think before we get too far, what I need to do, I need to kill a few myths, because, you know, you can come in here from the outside with all sorts of misconceptions. You know, one of the misconceptions about property development is that you need to be really wealthy to get a start. You know, nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, I teach a whole range of strategies, 13 in fact, where you can get involved in property developments with either little or, in some cases, none of your own money. And a lot of my students are doing extremely well using these strategies. So no, you do not have to be wealthy. What about experience? A lot of people think, oh, you know, you need 5 or 10 years experience, you need to work for a building company, you need to work for a property development company. No, you don't need heaps of experience. What you need is some knowledge. What you need is knowledge and a system to follow. And that's what I teach in my course, a system to follow, a system anybody can adopt to be successful in property development. Now, some people think, oh, geez, I've got to be a builder. I don't know much about building. You know, to be a property developer, you don't need to be a builder. You know who has to be a builder? The builder. You organise the builder. The builder does all the building. In fact, when we're doing a project, I'm doing several projects at the moment, 4, 5, 6-storey apartment blocks. And you know who I deal with? One person, the builder. Don't deal with any trades, don't deal with any suppliers. That's what I love about it, is leveraging those experts. And of course, time. People think, oh, look, I've got a day job, I haven't got the time. I can tell you that most of my students, particularly when they're starting out, have a full-time day job while they do their first 1 or 2 projects. In fact, I've got a student in Sydney, Henry, who's doing 3 projects at the moment while he has a full-time job. He has quite a high-level management job in a major telco company, and he's doing 3 projects. And he lives in Sydney, and the projects aren't even in Sydney. So look, money is not a problem. You need to get some creative strategies. And during this series, I'm going to go through a number of those strategies with you. Do you have to know a lot about building? No. I'll show you how to choose builders, how to get the right people. Time? Leverage the time. I'll show you how, as a property developer, you are actually the coordinator. You're like the puppet master coordinating other people. It's those people who put in the expertise and the time. So I look forward to joining you again at the next video. We'll run through the steps and the processes of how to get involved in property development.